Hey, good afternoon. If you're new here, my name is Paul. I own and operate TCI Development. We're a building contracting company located in Southern California. If you've been following along, welcome back to the channel. In previous videos, you probably heard me talk about combo inspection. We're back out here on the 4,000 square foot custom home going in the Temecula wine country. We had our combo inspection and everything passed no problem. Combo inspection is just attic ventilation, rough-in plumbing, rough-in electrical, fire sprinklers are in, heating and air conditioning ducting is all in, everything is sealed the way it's supposed to be, and then they come out, look over all that, make sure we did what we were supposed to do, and our next inspection will be insulation. So we're gonna go ahead and I have my guys coming back out on Monday and Tuesday. Today's Friday. Before we do insulation or any of that, the very next thing we're gonna do is straighten all of our studs inside the house, because lumber is lumber, right? It wants to go back to being what it used to be, which was a tree branch. So it gets all crooked and warped and bowed. Well, we don't like that on our project, so we do stud straightening next, which means we'll fur out any studs that are bowed in, and any studs that are bowed out, we'll take a planer and we'll plane them down, and we'll use a straight edge on the wall to make sure everything is nice and straight. That way, when we drywall, you won't see a bunch of wavy walls. So we're gonna do that next. Monday and Tuesday will be stud straightening, and then I will call for installation of the insulation. Say that 10 times real fast. So next Wednesday, we will get our insulation installed in the ceilings and walls and in the floors. I'll call for insulation inspection. He'll come out, inspect it, and then after that, we hang drywall. So welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, and please hit the like button because it tells YouTube to show our videos to other people. So we'll go in and catch some videos of what happened on the inside. We finished up the lathing on this house. If you watched the previous video, we were lathing and putting all of our corner metal on. So we got all the corner metal on. I'll cover all that right now. So welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the guys did out here. Steve and his brother Charlie, they're my lathers. These guys have been lathing and doing stucco a long time. They are the best in the business at what they do. And they finished up the lathing on Wednesday. So lathing is completed. Last thing they had to do was this right here, put on this corner metal. You can see this corner metal right here. All of this corner metal has to be hand nailed. Okay, you can see the nails in it right here. Has to be hand nailed. That is a tedious process. But you can see they stapled off all the wire. This is Structilath. That's what type of wire this is with the little square grids. And you can see how Structilath stands off away from the wall, right? That's so the mud can get behind it, the drywall, the stucco mud. But this is Structilath stapled off, and this wall is a shear panel wall. You can also see right here, those guys sealed off all the light fixtures and everything on the outside, completely sealed it off. You can see how this corner bead holds off 7/8 of an inch away from the wall because stucco is 7/8 of an inch thick. But the last thing that goes on is this corner bead. You can see right here where the doorbell's going to go, all sealed off and everything. Right down here, you heard me mention in a previous video, we talked about the stucco screed. Okay, this stucco screed right here is called J8. This is far superior to FHA. FHA is the type of stucco screed you might find on your track home. And believe it or not, just about every custom home I see has FHA on it. I don't put FHA on my projects. I just don't. I think it's cheap. It's junk. It's just somebody trying to save money somewhere. Now, all the FHA guys are going to get upset for me saying that, but that's the truth. This is J8, far superior stucco screed. Remember the holes? I talked about the holes. The holes are because water. Stucco is very porous. Water soaks into stucco and goes down the paper, okay, and comes out through these weep holes at the bottom. And these are held below the framing. So stucco screed is held a couple of inches below the bottom plate of the framing. Don't ever pour concrete above your stucco screed. Okay, because then the water that backs up, it won't be able to get out, so it will go inside the house. Anyway, that's what's been happening out here. We'll go down here and take a look. I'll show you how these guys, you know, we like to keep things nice and straight. You can see all the corner metal that had to go on this house. You remember previously I talked in a video about we overhung the plywood so the stucco could go up flush to it. So we overhung that plywood 7/8 of an inch. But you see all the corner metal that had to go on here, all the corner metal that had to go around these arches. It's just a lot of work doing all this corner metal. There's a lot of arches on this house. So a lot of hand nailing on that corner metal. The other thing is, you heard me mention in a previous video, custom is custom. All aspects of building, if you're building a custom home, you don't want to be building it like it's a track home, okay? You want to do all aspects of the building. All phases need to be custom work, okay? That being said, you can see our corner metal up here on our fascia, right? We don't just put corner metal up and nail it on and then go on to the next piece. That's not what my guys do. I'll show you around here, give you a good example of how this goes. You see the string hanging down right here? Okay, let's climb up here and take a look. These guys run a string down this corner metal, okay, all the way down. And then they push the corner metal in and out until it's nice and straight. All right, that's custom. So when these people come driving down this driveway right here, this will all be concrete. We don't want them seeing a bunch of wavy, you know, stucco lines. So nice and straight all the way down. That is custom. That's professional, and that's the way it should be done. That's my opinion of it anyway. You can do it however you want to do it on your project, but if you're building for somebody and you want your company to have a really good reputation for custom, high-end quality work, that's how you achieve that. You can see right here, here's the panel, okay? Same thing on the panel. Steve and Charlie went around, put sealant. Even though there's paper around this panel and it's all sealed off, they put sealant around everything, all the panels, okay? All the way around. Go around here and take a look. So this house is ready to go. We're ready for our combo. Like I said, we had our combo inspection. Next thing, just like I mentioned about your stucco, right? Your corner metal up here, you want it nice and straight. Same way with stud straightening, right? We're gonna plane those studs, put a straight edge on these walls, make sure that there's no wavy walls. You don't wanna be walking down the hallway and see your drywall waving in and out. You know, that's track home work. That's not custom work. So we'll go inside now. I'll point out some other things that we do. Some of it is code and regulation, and some of it isn't. But we do it anyway. So I'll go inside and point out some of that. Okay, so this is a requirement in most of the counties here. San Diego County, Riverside County, which is where we are located. This is now a requirement. You see up above where my wiring is going through the top plate up into the attic of the garage? Same over here. Okay. From now on, any kind of penetration through the top plate that goes up into the attic has to have sealant put in it. Every hole. The reason for that is for fire. So if there's ever a fire, it can't draw air through those holes. And it's also for when you're running your heating and air conditioning, right? It's part of the whole green initiative, right? Efficiency, your R value. Okay, we use this stuff right here. Right, you can use a different product. I like to use the Professional brand, and this is also fire rated, so it's a fire block sealant. This is great stuff. We use this, we apply it with this gun right here. Okay, it's just a Professional. You can buy this stuff by the can on its own, but you know, those clog up. We like to use this Professional gun. But you'll see right here, everywhere where I ran my low voltage through, everywhere there's a penetration into the top plates, you have to have sealant in those holes. So, the other thing is, and this is not code or regulation and is not a requirement. I put tough stuff. You see the lathing paper? So here's the lathing paper that goes down to the bottom plate. You can see it here. Okay. There's always airspace down there where we nail our stucco screed onto the bottom plate. There's always air gaps in there, and I'll show you an example of that in just a second. But we like to spray this and close off all those gaps. Now, we don't have to do it where there's shear panel because shear panel is nailed solid against the wall. I'll show you right here. See right here, shear panel is nailed solid. You won't see any gaps or any air gaps. And I left one open right here so you can see it. All right, if you look down in there, let me get close. Maybe you can see it. Okay, here's a better view. You can see the metal right there. That's the top of our drip screed, our weep screed on the bottom of the house that nails to the bottom plate, and that goes down about 2.5 inches below the bottom plate on the outside. But if you get in close, see the sunlight shining through right there? Even though our lathing paper is over our weep screed inside the walls, right? Because it's not solid nailed, it's only nailed about every 8 inches, but you can see the sun shining through, which is the reason when you turn on your heating and air conditioning, you pressurize the house, it all goes out that crack. So we take this stuff right here, right? And we completely fill it. There you go. We fill up every crack in the entire house. So when you pressurize your house by turning on the heating and air conditioning, it's not going to go through the walls and then go out those cracks. Now, that has a lot of benefits. Number one, in a previous video, I showed you guys where when we're doing framing, we put sealant underneath the walls before we stand the walls up and bolt them down. That sealant closes up any gaps between the bottom plate of the framing, right? Any gaps between the bottom plate of the framing and the concrete. It seals that up, keeps spiders and ants and all that stuff from crawling through. And that's another reason why I seal off everywhere where there is no shear panel and we have stucco screed nailed to the bottom plate. I seal those gaps everywhere. Okay? That's just another form of custom and professional, right? This stuff is about $12 a can. I did the whole entire house with one can. Okay, so I spent $12 out of my own pocket. I sealed up everywhere that there's gaps, everywhere that there's not shear panel. Okay? That's custom, right? Think of it this way. When you run your heater or your air conditioner in your house through the top plate, it's not code and regulation to seal off the lathing paper. So, see right here? Okay, so combo inspection is over. Next inspection will be insulation. I will cover some videos when we're doing stud straightening, which is very important. So basically, like when we look down these walls right here, we don't want to see studs that are bowed out. We want to see a nice straight line. Always. Okay. Okay, let's go down here in another portion of the house. This is the other side of the house. Show you a few things down here. You can see where we have the sub panel. You see where we sealed off all the openings where it goes up into the attic. And I have one more area I need to seal over here, and I'll point that out to you. You can actually see it from here. You see where that heating and air conditioning line set, the copper line set goes out the wall? You see that sunlight shining through there? Look right here. See that sunlight? Right? Okay, look at that huge gap. Now we have that sealed on the outside, okay, and I'll show you where that sunlight's coming from. But the very last thing you want to happen is your air conditioning or your heating to go out that gap and just escape outside because you're paying for that. So we take this. And we seal off that whole entire gap. No more sunlight coming through. See, we did all that up there. Okay, we'll go outside and I'll show you where that sunlight was coming through. Okay, you can see right here where it comes out of the house. And this line set, this has the copper, this is foam wrapped, it has the copper inside, it's going to tie into the air conditioned condensers. But right under this tape, right? If you look under this tape, we have it sealed off just to keep mice. But see, it looks like it was sealed good. You see where I sprayed that through? Okay, now it's sealed from the inside before we do drywall. It will be completely sealed up. And just so you know, if you ever have mice in your attic, more than likely, they're going through this line set right here. They climb up the foam, they go in that hole, and then they climb up into the wall and up into the attic. You see everything else? This is our power that's going to come out to power the air conditioned condensers, all sealed up. We use adjustable electrical outlets outside. That way we can bring them out to 7/8 when we do our stucco. Like I said, this again is called Structo-Lath, the square lathing. We use that over shear panel. Now, if there's no shear panel and it's just lathing over paper, then we use the standard chicken wire. Show you that over here. Right here. See? This is just, our lathing wire. This is over studs. There's no shear panel in there. It just seems to work better for cracking purposes, right? Structo-Lath works better over shear panel, and then the standard chicken wire works better over studs. One more thing I'd like to point out before heading out of here today. In a previous video, when we first started the lathing, I pointed out that we use J8, which is this weep screed right here on the bottom, which is, in my opinion, far superior to FHA. We put the weep screed on, and the weep screed goes about 2 inches, 2.5 inches below the bottom framing plate. And then the next thing we do is we lath the house with the lathing paper. But what we always do with every project is we double wrap the house. So if you see right here, I'll try to get in close so you can see it. You'll see the 2 different layers that are on here. Right here, you see the first row and the second row. We always put 2 layers on the bottom and then put 2 layers as we go up to completion. So we double wrap the house. It really seals in the house, and it just makes for a higher quality product for the customer. The last thing you want is a bunch of staples going into your PEX plumbing or into your copper, because then you'll end up with leaks after you have drywall. There's going to be leaks in the plumbing. We pressurize all our plumbing, right? We fill it up with water. We have our gas line pressurized. We pressurized the gas line about 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't dropped at all. So, yeah, we double lath everything, right? And same right here. You can see what we did with the lathing here. Okay, you see this flashing that's on the window, right? We cut the lathing right here because water rolls downhill and needs to go over that flashing, and this flashing that's under the window is over the lathing, right? Everything continues, water flows downhill, everything has to be over the next lower level. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and join the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video. I pointed out some small details that we put into our projects that may seem insignificant, but really go a long way into helping us produce a top quality product for our client. I've been in this business for over 40 years. We've never advertised. We're not on any social media other than newly on YouTube. If you're going to get into contracting, always have a strong work ethic, always operate with a high level of integrity, and always strive to provide your client with the best quality product that you possibly can. In the end, your reputation as a quality builder will be all the advertisement that you need for you to be successful in this business. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully you can learn something by watching our projects that'll help you with your project. Have a great day.